teach like to remove emotional, but also business.
Okay. All right, now your life. Okusiana sasa baratene bangende tekanya okwana n'abagende babeire bagutara si bitunu bitu byobusi nayiganire n'omuswati bikikora kwana mangana abira tetomete banda babaramwe bali bakora byasara byabo bindi biri bikomwa bikubimanya tegete kunganki kiri bango cyo bakora ento nakira basoma n'abanyabuka babange babongelinga igo bakora ibintu byabo mbete okalikire mirimo ibintu byabo akana bwirigete bukabanyana. Michelle Walker, maybe kindly you can tell us more a little bit about yourself. Who is Michelle?
I'm a messenger of hope. I do healing. That's my intention for the world is healing.
Yeah.
But I do through different modalities of business, help people create businesses, and help them with mental and emotional health because that's what helps people succeed. It's like the difference maker between succeeding and not succeeding. So that healing aspect is what I mainly focus on, the mental and emotional healing.
What exactly do you do with mental emotional healing?
Coaching.
You coach?
Yes. Coaching.
So you do it one-on-one?
Yes, and in group settings. I have an academy where people get coached in group settings by me. So I actually was able to give that as a gift to one of the universities.
Okay. So where do you do that?
Online.
Online. And you're based in US?
Yes.
So you've been doing this for how
long? 12 years.
So that is a business?
Yes.
So you don't know that business, your work is just to do with mental health?
Mental, emotional, and I do some spiritual as well.
What is the difference between mental health and emotional health?
So emotions are something that come after thinking. What we think about generates an emotion in the body. And so I help people with changing their thinking to create new success patterns. Because how we think is the reason of where we are in our life. So what's in our bank account, our friends, everything we think is what's creating our world. So I help people change their thinking as well as it changes their emotional health too.
What made you to think of doing or maybe coming up with such kind of, let me call it a business, or maybe not only a business, maybe probably a solution, because you're giving solutions. What made you think of coming up with something like that?
Healing myself from all the pain and trauma that I personally went through. I wanted to give that back to the world. So I went through a lot of pain, abuse, women's shelters, getting evicted from my apartment, living in poverty. So I went through a lot of trauma growing up. I healed myself. I was gifted healing from reaching out to different mentors and getting people that helped me reach healing and then to create success in my life. And I just saw like how much it changed my life, and I just felt the calling to do that for other people. It's just been like I know I'm built for that. I know I'm meant for that.
So what kind of challenges did you go through when you were growing up? What kind of challenges are these that you went through when you were growing up?
Believing in myself, that I could be more than a statistic of growing up in a certain neighborhood. I was the only white girl in my school. I was a minority. We didn't come from money, so finding a way to get out of the city that I grew up in, creating, my family never had success or never really had wealth, so I never looked at nice things even. It wasn't until I got a mentor that showed me what was possible. I started to believe I could have more than what I currently have. And so I started.
So when we do the one-on-one or when we probably do the online coaching, how do you do it?
I find out what people want.
Yeah.
And then we start to build a plan on how to get there. And then I work with them as like, they run up against a block, right? A mental or emotional block. They either don't believe they can do it, they don't believe they can have it, they have resistance against it. Like there's something that pops up where it keeps them from going. So I'm there to remove that block.
So do you think that is something that people need?
100%.
We have so many people.
Oh my gosh, everyone.
Do you get Africans doing that?
Yeah, everybody.
Do you get people from Africa who do that? Like now when you were in Kenya, you traveling around, do you find people who need such kind of help?
I haven't met anyone who doesn't need it. I have not met anyone who does not need a coach and a mentor, someone to show them a different ways possible to challenge their thinking, right? Because it's really challenging someone's belief system. And we need that because we are where we are because of our current belief system. And the only way to get somewhere new is to have a new belief system that can take us there. Because if we want to go here, but our belief system makes us go here, we'll never get here. So we need someone that can show a belief system that can go here. Having someone actually walking with you along the way is the most important part. I would have never moved out of the life I had. I would have repeated abusive cycles. I would have continued the life that generational patterns, because I believe in generational curse breaking. That's really what I stand for. because I was what I was able to do, but because I had a mentor who showed me how to do that. So I think it's crucial to anyone's success to have somebody and to see someone else someone else can do it. Right? It's like we don't believe it can be done until we see someone else do it.
Maybe you can just tell us now that you came to Kenya. Probably this is the first time that you've been to Kenya. Oh, great! How did you find the trip to Kenya?
God, amazing. And I actually had a vision of myself, I call it a dream, like 15 years ago. I just saw myself dancing with African kids. I was just like, oh, that's interesting. And then it happened while I was on this trip.
So what are you looking for? Probably did you find some felt needs, some of the things that you felt probably maybe when you come the next trip that you'll be able to focus more on
Of feeling?
of people, like the needs that you felt in people that may probably even, and I guess some kind of need to do a training on this because I understand you went to universities, went to the villages. So is there something, is there an idea that came up and you felt maybe probably in the next trip this